You tapping in real quick, one final time for 2025 for the final UFC fight card of the year. Live from Las Vegas, Nevada. We are back in the Apex for this one with 12 fights to talk about. And that main event, that's a bang out in the flyweight division between the current ranked number 2 and the current ranked number 7 flyweights of the world. Currently ranked number 2, Brandon Royval, Raw Dog, taking on currently ranked number 7, Manel Cop, Starboy. I do appreciate y'all for tapping in. This video right here, this is the full card breakdown and predictions. I'll do my absolute best as not to hold y'all ear hostage for too long, but you already know how that goes. Now, I'm not necessarily sure what that lineup's going to look like come fight night, but this is the one that I have in front of me this evening. So this is very much so the one that we're going to rock with. You know what I'm talking about? Let's go ahead and dive into it, man. Now, as of right now, first fight of the night, that's women's MMA. We have Teresa Bleda, TB. I don't know how to say her first name. I don't know if I'm saying her first name correctly. Definitely don't know how to say her last name correctly, man. So TB taking on Jamie Lynn. TB opened up a minus 190. She's 24 years old, 5'9", with a 71-inch reach. She's taking on Jamie Lynn. Opened up a plus 140, 35 years old, 5'7", with a 66-inch reach. So, an 11-year youth advantage, excuse me, an 11-year youth advantage goes to Teresa, TB. A 2-inch height advantage and a 5-inch reach advantage. I also do believe she is a bit more dangerous. To be determined. TB, 2 knockout wins, 2 submission wins, 3 decision wins, 1 knockout loss. Natalia Silva, spinning back kick, not to be frowned upon in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Now, nothing to really call home about as far as the level of opposition she's been competing against as of yet, you know. But at the same time, nothing to frown on this young woman about. Coming out of her exhibition bouts at the Octagon, Underground, 3, 5, and 7. She goes against 3-0, knocks her out. 3-2, chokes her out. 7-3, unanimous decision. 10-7-1, armbar, should have got the finish. 9-1, punches round 1 for the finish. 7-0 against old girl on the Contender Series, unanimous decision. She loses to Natalia Silva, rightfully so, and then she gets the decision over Gabrielle Fernandez. So, you know, a fairly decent level of opposition as far as the numbers, as far as paper is concerned. You understand what I'm saying to you? And same can be said about old girl. Really nothing to frown on her about, nothing to call home about, you know, taking a loss via split decision to Veronica Hardy. 2023 Veronica Hardy, though, you know what I'm saying? So timeline is to be taken into consideration. That is, you know, evolved Veronica Hardy. So it's not a bad loss. Losing to Miranda Maverick, not a bad loss. Beating Vanessa, beating Ivana, nothing to call home about. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I'll take, I'm going to take TB, Teresa, the slight favorite, with the, you know, physical attributes and the youth advantage for what it's worth. But you know how I feel about 24 and 35. 35 may very well be in her prime, hit her stride, in her peak, and give us her best performance as of yet to date on Saturday. We're at 24, you know. Still coming into yourself, still have some learning curves to go around and some grounds to cover, you know what I'm talking about? And it is what it is, man. Jamie is she's a tough little motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? Nothing soft about her. In any department, she's gonna put up a fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? So It is what it is, man. It is what it is. You can't really be mad about any of their losses. Miranda Maverick, 2023, Veronica Hardy. Definitely can't be mad about Natalia Silva. I rank Natalia Silva higher than a Miranda Maverick or anybody else on that side, but she did lose inside the distance via, a vicious spinning back kick. So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Do I think she's going to find a finish via knockout, via submission? No. I think it's going to go the distance. I think it's going to go 15 minutes. I think we're going to get a decision, and I think we're going to get another split decision, another hard-fought decision where one of these young women just ever so slightly edges it out. And to be determined on how that plays out. I'm rocking with TB, though. First fight of the night, women's MMA. Question marks all over this motherfucker. That's 3 boxes checked in the complete pass section. There is no reason to have action or to be invested into this fight other than to sit back and be interested to see how it plays out and how tight and how closely competitive this thing is. Everywhere the fight may take place, because I do believe it's going to be tight, highly competitive, closely contested. And one of them young women is just ever so slightly going to be the one to edge it and get the nod via split decision. Don't see a finish. Don't see a unanimous decision. Now, Jamie Lynn has 3 knockouts as far as victories are concerned on her record. She's never been finished. TB, 1 loss comes from being finished. It's not outside the realm of possibility that Jamie Lynn bites down on her mouthpiece and finds a finish, but I think she's going to be a bit, behind it. Probably needing to finish in the 3rd round, down 2 rounds to none, maybe. You know what I mean? She might just get edged out ever so slightly in every round, but that's to be determined, man. Moving on. TB's the pick. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Moving on. We have Alan Fry, AJ, taking on GP. I don't know how to say his first name. I don't know if he Pat is his last name or what's going on. So GP, Kong. It's AJ versus Kong. You know what I mean? AJ, obviously, United States. Kong, he from over there in Brazil. AJ versus Kong. AJ 6-0, Kong 5-0. AJ open a slight favorite, plus 150, 27 years old. 6'4". It says the reach is unavailable right here. I believe it's available in other places, man. We'll check that out in a second. Kong opened to minus 190. 6'5", with an 80.5-inch reach. They're heavyweight, so for what it's worth, AJ weighed in at 247 for the last fight, 236 for Kong. They're not giving me an age for Kong, and they're not giving me a reach for AJ. So hold tight real quick. Bear with me for a second. Let's see if we can get that from somewhere else real quick. Snatch that from somewhere else real quick. Talk to me, man. These motherfuckers ain't giving me the reach there either. Ain't that about a bitch? That's how y'all feel? That's how y'all feel? Did you give me the age there? Alright. They playing dirty, ain't they? There's a 4-year youth advantage for the boy Kong. You know what I'm saying? So Kong must be about 23 years old, where AJ's 27. AJ was born in 98, and Kong was born in 94. Is that what's going on? Yeah, so he about 23. Alright, so for what it's worth, Kong has a 4-year youth advantage, 1-inch height advantage, to be determined on the reach advantage or disadvantage. Kong's 23, AJ's 27. Kong 5-0. If I'm not mistaken, it was they all finishes. 5-0. 1-1. He jabbed the motherfucker in round 1 and put him down. 0-0 head kick round 1, put him down. 3-1 retirement fight, put that motherfucker down in round 2. 0-0. He goes to a decision when he's 3-0. And then when he's 4-0, he goes against 4-4 to round 3 and gets him out of there via punches. So, like, I get it. You're making your debut. This dude's 1-1. You hit him with a little stiff jab, drop him. You got that one. You're 1-0. This guy's making his debut. You catch him with the head kick, follow up with some punches. You got that one. Now you're 2-0. This dude's 3-1, and for whatever reason, it's his retirement fight, and you get him out of there. Now you're 3-0. This dude's making his debut, and you go to a decision. Now you're 4-0. This dude's 4-4. You go to the third round before you land them punches to get him up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a great level of opposition at all. It's quite fucking horrendous if we're being honest. You know what I mean? But let's talk about AJ on the other side of things, man. 6-0. 6 knockouts. And let's talk about that. He makes his debut against 1-4 and knocks him out in round 1. He's 1-0 against 2-1, gets a referee stoppage. He's 2-0 against 1-0 and gets the punches in round 2. 3-0 against 2-3, gets the knockout in round 1. 4-0 against 2-2, gets the knockout in round 1. 5-0 against 12-3, gets the knockout in round 1. Now, for me, I don't know about you, but for me, when you're 4-0 against somebody who's 4-4 and you go into the third round with them and then you get the knockout, but when you're 5-0 going against somebody who's 12-3 and get them out of there in the first round, like, that's a little bit more respectable for me. You know what I mean? You're getting it done. 1-4, 2-1. It is what it is. You're 1-0. You know what I mean? You're 2-0. He's 1-0. You're 3-0. He's 2-3. You're 4-0. He's 2-2. You're 5-0. He's 12-3. To me, you know what I mean? That's a lot better than, you know, you're 0-0, he's 1-1. You're 1-0, he's 0-0. You're 2-0, he's 3-1. You're 3-0, he's 0-0. You're 4-0, he's 4-4. Level of opposition's just a bit different. There's no significant great jump. You understand what I'm saying to you? But it seems like AJ now, matchups, styles to be taken into consideration, because styles make matchups and all of that. You know what I'm talking about? But AJ seems to go in there and get it done more consistently. Where Kong, you know, he meets resistance and, you know, can tend to be taken into a later round, man. All of that may mean absolutely nothing. He may go out here and knock AJ the fuck out inside the first round, inside the first 30 seconds, and everything I said and whatever homework I did was absolutely fucking meaningless. That's just how the ball bounces and the cookie crumbles when you start getting punched in your fucking mouth, you know what I mean? It's a fight. It's all to be determined, man. You know what I mean? But I feel more comfortable in that 6-0. Not because it's 6-0 and that's 5-0. It's only one more. It's the level of, you know, it's just, he can go in there and get 12-3 out of there. You know what I mean? My man's going in there having trouble with 4-4, but getting him out of there in the third round. You know what I mean? It's just, if people want to talk about fights and bodies of work produced or lack thereof and what they've been through to get to where they're at and how that 5-0 was accumulated and how that 6-0 was accumulated, then I mean, let's talk about it. And that's just how I feel about it, because 5-0 was accumulated up against opposition with combined records of 1, 4, 8, and 1, 2, 6. You know what I mean? 4, 7, 8, yeah. 4, 5, 6. You know what I mean? So You're 5-0 up against opposition with combined records of 8 wins and 6 losses. Rightfully so. Now, I'm not saying there's anything to call home about old boys 6-0. You know what I mean? 1, 3, 5, 17, and 3, 5, 8. You know what I mean? His 6-0 is up against opposition with combined records of 17 wins and 8 losses. It's nothing to call home about. There's no significant difference in the level of opposition that they've been competing against. One just seems to be a bit more consistent at getting the job done. And that's the one I'm going to rock with, man. You know what I mean? So I'm rocking with AJ. This is complete pass. Swap out options should probably be applied, you know what I mean, when we're talking about action and all that. But I'm rocking with Fry, man. I like Fry to be the one to get it done. He's at a 4-year youth disadvantage with 27 and 23. They're both still coming into themselves. 6'4" and 6'5", 1 inch height disadvantage, and to be determined on the reach. I don't know what that is. I'm not seeing that anywhere for AJ, man. But I'm comfortable rocking with AJ, man. I mean, for what it's worth, man. It's 2 individuals making their UFC debut. There's question marks all over this motherfucking fight. And, it's a heavyweight fight. So, again, there are 3 boxes checked in the complete pass section. There is 3 reasons that have absolutely nothing to do with this fight in your main plays. You understand what I'm saying to you? For the women's first fight of the night, that's 1 box. Women's MMA, with all due respect, that's another box. Question marks all over this fight from both fucking sides. That's enough for me. That's 3 boxes checked in the complete pass section. Complete pass. Moving on. Allen versus AJ versus Kong, man. Both of them are making their UFC debut. That's 1 box checked in the complete pass section. Heavyweight MMA, with all due respect, that's another box checked in the complete pass section. And there's question marks all over this motherfucking fight. That's 3 boxes checked in the complete pass section. I want nothing to do with this in my main plays, in my main parlays, in my main action. Now, when we talk about building off the main plays, the foundation that I come up with, and extending longer parlays, and we can talk about this fight. And we could possibly talk about a swap out option on this fight. But I'm rocking with the dog, man. Give me AJ over Kong. Moving on. Cold out that motherfucker, man. Luana Santos versus Melissa Croden. Is that how you say it? Scare. Luana versus Melissa. Luana opened a minus 190s that opened up. Back to back. 190 for TB, 190 for GP, and 190 for LS. Luana opened a minus 190, 25 years old, 5'6" with a 67-inch reach. She is taking on Melissa. Scare. Opened a plus 140, 34 years old, 5'9", with a 68.5-inch reach. So, for what it's worth, there is again there's a 9 years. It's 9 years. There's a 9-year. Did I trip on the other one and say it was? Nah, that's 11. Yeah. It's a 9-year youth advantage for Luana. There is a 3-inch height advantage for Melissa and a 1.5-inch reach advantage for Melissa. Now, this is another complete pass for me. Women's MMA, that's 1 box right there. Question marks all over this motherfucker from both sides. That's 2 boxes checked for me right there. And that might just be enough. That might be enough for me to just, it's a complete pass. For me, for parlays and action and all that, man. I really can see this one going either which way. There is a 9-year youth advantage for Luana. One would like to say that there is a slight, I don't know though. Let me see. Let's talk about that real quick. 7-2 for Melissa, man. 6 knockouts, 1 submission. She's lost every time it has gone to the cards. 6 knockouts, 1 submission. Both of her losses come via decision. Shorty, took her first decision loss to, is currently 6-1, and her second loss was to Jackie, and Jackie's currently 10-1, and that's just not a bad loss in any way, shape, form, or fashion at this level of opposition for women's MMA. You understand what I'm saying to you? In my personal opinion. So, you know, you have a loss to Luana over there, and old girl who was, I think, like 2-0, who's now 2-1, who's now 6-1 or something like that. She was 2-0 when she beat old girl. Now she's 6-1. None of their losses, not against the stiffest opposition, but still. And then she lost to Jackie, and old girl, she lost to, when she was 3-0, she lost to Gina when Gina was 2-0. Gina's now 9-3. And then her other loss comes to Casey, which just isn't a bad loss. You know what I mean? It's not a, it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. I'm rocking with Luana Santos, you know, to be the one to get this one done in some way, shape, form, or fashion. She has 2 decision losses as well, 5 submission wins, 1 knockout win, but 3 decision wins. And, you know, that's what I'm banking on. I'm banking on her to get her 4th decision win and Melissa to catch her 3rd decision loss, man. Because I don't know that she's knocking Luana Santos out. She does have a slight height and a slight reach advantage, and at 34 years old, she may very well give us the best performance of her fucking life to date. She may very well be peaking at her prime, while on the other side at 25, you know how I feel about that. So this is a tough one, man. This is a tough one, man. My gut's telling me that Croden's gonna go out here and be the first one to catch, clip, and disconnect Luana Santos from her consciousness, man. That she's gonna be able to use the she stayed safe with Jackie, right? Like Jackie, she's only got like decision losses, man, and Jackie's a demon on the ground too, right? Now Jackie be knocking jokers out and getting that decision win. She ain't got no submission wins. So alright. It's messy, man. It's messy. Does she use that slight reach of 1.5 and that slight height of 3 inches to her, very much so to her advantage, with the teep kicks, the body kicks, the front kicks, the oblique kicks, the inside, the outside, the calves, the jabs, just keeping her on the end of her strikes? Does she keep the fight upright? I know she ain't got but what, 1 fight in this motherfucker, so we really can't argue no statistics, man. You know what I mean? We can't. She's got a 75% takedown defense, but, you know, that's against old girl, man. Who, if I'm not mistaken, Luana submitted old girl. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she submitted old girl. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. The defense at 62% is in the striking is very respectable. The 83% takedown defense is very respectable. These stats on the other, because Luana's stats have been accumulated over the, you know, at least over a body of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fights inside the UFC, where on the other side we got 1 fight to go off of. When, you know, that's the stat she accumulated, you know, beating up on old girls. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Complete pass. Santos is the pick. Hopefully she goes in here and gets it done via submission or unanimous decision by producing a better body of work over the course of 15 minutes en route to the finish via submission, by placing her in multiple compromisable positions and securing enough takedowns to get the decision. You know what I'm talking about? Moving on, though, man. My bad, y'all. Oh, man. it's all types of reasons to pass on this motherfucker too. But let's talk about it, man. I think they're both having their second fight inside the UFC. We have Sean Sherrod. We have Smoke taking on Concrete, man. The Smoke don't want no smoke with Concrete. In my personal opinion, he's gonna get motherfucking boop bow bipped and bunged and beat the fuck up on. So but again, that's just my personal opinion. Let's talk about it. Sean, the Smoke, opened to plus 175, rightfully so. 32 years old, 252 pounds, 6'3" with a 77-inch reach, taking on Steven Concrete, 27 years old, 261, 6'5" with a 78-inch reach, man. Two prospects. Near one, which should be here a year from now if they get enough fights in between now and then, you know what I mean, at a certain level of opposition. But there's probably so many individuals from so many different Dana White Contender Series seasons and alumni and different shows that they might be here for the next couple years just fighting prospects, man. So scratch that. To be determined. Moving on. Concrete's the pick, man. Concrete's the pick. 27 to 32. For what it's worth, there is a 5-year youth advantage. He tips the scales around 261, so there's going to be a slight weight advantage. 6'5" to 6'3". There's a 2-inch height advantage. 78 to 77. There's a 1-inch reach advantage, and it is what it is, man. Two kids that I'm not high on in any way, shape, form, or fashion. 4-1 from Old Bull, and you know he came in just ground and pound, overhand right until he got knocked out by one of the Taffa brothers, and that's just getting knocked out by one of the Taffa brothers, man. You know, that's just being on the hit list of somebody who's like 2-8 in the UFC, and you're one of the two. Fuck that shit. And you know, the one loss on Old Boy's side, 6-1, comes from rear naked choke from the boy Denzel Freeman, who, if I'm not mistaken, was just, you know, victorious and successful in his UFC debut. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. I don't see this one hitting the ground, although that is what Old Boy's going to want to do. The Smoke is going to want to get Concrete down to the ground. I just don't know that it's going to happen, man. I think this one's going to be relatively quick, quite vicious, and I think Sean's going to sleep, man. He's going to get caught, clipped, and disconnected from his consciousness, man. He got 5 knockout wins and 1 decision win with 1 submission loss. And to be determined if Sean can get Steven down to the ground, put him in a compromisable position, or find that ground and pound finish silverback type shit, man. To be determined. I think Steven's going to catch, clip, and disconnect him from his consciousness, though. Round 1, first 2 minutes of round 2, if it makes it that far. You know what I mean? But, you know, this is heavyweight MMA. That is 1 box checked in the complete pass section. There are question marks on this fight from both sides. His 1 loss comes via submission. Most of Sean's victories come via ground and pound finish, you know what I mean? So one is going to like to believe that he's going to like to think that he's going to want to try to get it down to the ground, where Steven has been vulnerable the one time in the past. You understand what I'm saying to you as a professional? So Sean's been knocked out. Steven has 5 knockouts. Sean's coming off his first ever loss, which was a knockout. You understand what I'm saying to you? And Steve has 5 knockouts out of those 6 victories, man. So, you know, it's so many reasons to leave this one alone, but I'm rocking with Concrete to be the one to get it done. And yeah, minus 250 for Concrete to be the one to get it done. Moving on. This one was hard for me, man. This one was really fucking hard for me, man. Neil Magny, anybody who's, you know, been over here in the doghouse knows how I feel about the Haitian sensation. You know, like Angela Hill, man. Just solid. Well-rounded. Has proven that he can be fucking dangerous in certain situations up against certain levels of opposition. You understand what I'm saying to you? And just, you know, an absolute dog and a vet, man. And a class act. You gotta fuck with him, man. Neil Magny, man. The Haitian sensations taking on, I don't know how to say his name, Dynamo. You know what I mean? Neil, plus 225 is what he opened up as. 38 years old, 6'3", with an 80-inch reach. Dynamo, opened a minus 335, 32 years old, 5'11", with a 75-inch reach. So, for what it's worth, there is a 6-year youth advantage for Dynamo. There is a 5-inch, 5 or 6-inch, depending on where you look, height advantage for Neil Magny, and a 5-inch reach advantage for Neil Magny. And one would like to give the experience edge to Neil Magny, who has 44 fights. Dynamo, respectable with 29 fights as well. He's been doing his 1-2. Just not up against the same level of opposition as a Neil Magny, in my personal opinion. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, it is what it is, to be determined and all that. 9 knockout victories, 1 knockout loss. 1 loss does come via being caught, clipped, and disconnected from his consciousness, but he has 9 knockout victories, 11 submission victories, and 8 decision victories. This is an individual that can get it done in any department, anywhere the fight takes place. But again, like I said, up against a, different level of opposition, in my personal opinion, is what he's been competing up against and has racked this record up against. Now, there has been some individuals, in his run that are to be respected. He was knocked out by Jason Jackson, who's very solid, well-rounded, and has proven he can be dangerous in his own right as well, Takes a unanimous decision over a Douglas Lima. Some of these people, like 2 wins over Logan, you lost to Jason. This one's tough, man. This one's tough, man, because I feel like old boy can come out there and get this one done in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Neil's been knocked out 4 times. He's been submitted 6 times. He's lost via decision 3. But he's won via decision 17 times, won via submission 5 times, and he's also won via knockout 9 times, man. It's a different level of opposition, man. When you talk about having to go against you're losing to the Carlos Pratzes, the Michael Morales, the Ian Garys, and the Gilbert Burns, the Shavkat Rakhmanovs, And even before that, Michael Chiesa. Like, all of these individuals, timeline to be in consideration: 2018 Ponzi, 17 Hoffy, 16 Lorenz Larkin, 15 Damian Maia, prime time. Like, the losses that Neil has taken, man, they have just been to a different level of opposition. You understand what I'm saying to you? And man, does this young man come out here and get this one done, man? You know what I mean? Because these guys just ain't it, you know what I mean? They just not the same, bro. It's not this. It's just not the same. Like, even halfway through your career, you're still fighting. Just not the same level of opposition, man. This one's hard, man. This one, see, I got that motherfucking SoCal Pure Kush. I need that for this one right here. I need a motherfucker who here take my time with this one right here, because this might be my one and only and final pick switch of the year. You know what, man? Fuck the dumb shit, man. This is it. This is my pick switch, man. This is my pick switch. This is my one and only pick switch. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to do nothing this year. I mean, to end this motherfucking year off on this card, man. But fuck this, man. I'm not going to turn. I'm going to rock with him till the wheels fall off, man. rock with them till the wheels fall off, man. I got to. Cause they just ain't it, man. There's just a difference, you know? There's just a difference in my personal opinion, man. I'm rocking with Neil, man. There's a 6-year youth advantage for old boy on the other side, you know. But 32 to 38, man, I'm still gonna go ahead and rock with Neil, man. 6'3". You know, he got the height advantage. He got the significant reach advantage. He's got the experience advantage, in my personal opinion. And this kid Dynamo, man, he's no Michael Morales. He's not, you know, he's not even a Carlos Prats. You know what I'm talking about? I don't even know if he beats a Mike Malott, to be honest with you, man. So I'm taking Neil, man. I'll upload the list with the, you know, light little adjustment after this. But I'm taking Neil, man. I'm rocking with Neil to be the one to get it done. So where I had like 3 underdogs on this card, I'm going to have 4. You know what I mean? We'll figure that part out at the end. But I'm rocking with Neil. I ain't turning my back on the homie. I'm going to rock with him till the wheels fall off, man. If they fall all the way the fuck off, I'm talking about brake pads scraping on the motherfucking road, just hot as a motherfucking metal. Tires over here, tires over there. I'm just down on the motherfucking frame at the end of the night. Fuck it, man. We down there together, Neil. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Neil, man. Give me Neil, man. Moving on. Yo Anderson Brito versus Melsick, the gun. Yo Anderson opened up minus 200. 30 years old, 5'8" with a 72-inch reach. Melsick, the gun, opened up plus 150. 33 years old, 5'9" with a 70-inch reach. Wild work that Yo Anderson is the one with the 3-year youth advantage. There's a 1-inch height advantage for Melsick and a 2-inch reach advantage for Yo Anderson. And I think Yo Anderson's gonna go out here and get this one done inside the distance via submission, man. You know, maybe he gets Melsick looking, you know, worried about the takedown and catches him with something over the top and knocks him out. He's been knocked out once. He's lost via submission twice. And Brito can get it done in either one of those departments with 7 knockout victories and 8 submission victories, man. He can also get done in any department. So let's not forget about that. You know what I'm talking about? But I am going to go ahead and side with Yo Anderson Brito to be the one to get this one done in some way, shape, form, or fashion, man. Moving on. Women's MMA. We have Amanda versus Jillian. Amanda, I don't know how she say her nickname. Amanda versus the Savage. Amanda opened a plus 130 underdog. 38 years old. 5'4" with a 65-inch reach. She's taking on the Savage. Jillian opened up a minus 175. 30 years old. 5'5" with a 63-inch reach. So there's an 8-year youth advantage for Jillian, a 1-inch height advantage for Jillian, and there is a 2-inch reach advantage for Amanda. And this one, this is the one right here, in my personal opinion. This is the one where the Savage shows that she's ready to go on a title run. You know what I mean? Currently ranked number 9. Gonna take on rank number 7. Get her up out of there. If she gets her out of there inside the distance, via submission, just gets on top of her, puts her in a compromisable position. She's been knocked out once, lost via decision twice, and lost via submission twice. And we know Jillian can get it done in every department, but she likes to get it done via submission the most with 9 submission wins. You understand what I'm saying to you? So This one's gonna be good, man. But this one's gonna be the one that shows us how good Jillian the Savage really is, or if she's still just not ready. I think she is. I think she's gonna pass the test. I think she's gonna get this one done inside the distance via submission. Round 2. You know what I'm talking about? And she's gonna get it done inside the distance via submission. And I think it's gonna be round 2. I think Amanda's gonna put up some resistance in round 1 as far as the securing the takedowns and getting top position and all that. In dominant position is concerned. But I think Jillian's gonna wear on her like the Savage does. She's gonna break her down, catch her slipping, sink into submission, and get her out of there inside the distance. So I'm rocking with the Savage, man. But there's women's MMA. And for everything, all the reasons I just stated, there's questions all over this fight. Enough reasons for a complete pass. It is for me anyway. I don't want any action. Moving on. Another heavyweight fight. That's one box checked in the complete pass section. Oh, man. If we're being honest, there's questions on this motherfucking fight, because how can you ever be confident in the African Savage? I would like to be and see the Savage and the African Savage win back-to-back victoriously inside the distance, but that's to be determined. Kennedy, the African Savage, opened to -150, 33 years old, 238, 6'5" with an 83-inch reach. Marcus, +110, near even, 35 years old, 254, 6'2" with a 77.5-inch reach. So, Kennedy, 2-year youth advantage, about a 15 to 20 pound weight disadvantage, 3-inch height advantage, 5.5-inch reach advantage, and quite a bit of an experience advantage. Win, loss, draw, doesn't matter. Roller coaster of a ride inside the UFC. That is to be taken into consideration. He still possesses the youth and a few of the, and both of the physical attributes, as well as the experience. Ranked number 14 up against ranked number 33. How Marcus is even ranked is, I guess it's the heavyweight division. The pool is not that deep. It's Kennedy for me to be the one to get it done in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Old boy has only lost both times via decision. 1 knockout, 4 submissions to his record. 10 knockouts, 1 submission, 3 decisions to Kennedy. He's been knocked out twice, submitted twice, and decision twice. So he can get it done in any department. He can get done in any department. He's coming off a heel hook loss. You know what I'm saying? So I expect him to get this one done, though. I expect him to be the first one to catch clip and disconnect Marcus from his consciousness, man. But to be determined, man, on how that one takes place, who's able to stay safe and who is not. Moving on. This one here, man, I don't know. I felt like it was kind of hard, or hard for me, and then I got to look at more that I don't know really know what I was thinking about. We have Morgan, the last pirate, taking on Costa, the Dalmatian. Morgan, the last pirate, opened up -110, near favorite, 30 years old, 5'8" with a 69-inch reach, taking on the Dalmatian. Opened up a near even, -120, so he's the slight favorite, 29 years old, 5'10" with a 71-inch reach. The Dalmatian possesses a 1-year youth advantage, for what it's worth, 29 and 30, just about a 1-year youth advantage there, about 11 months. A 2-inch height advantage and a 3-inch reach advantage. And one one might want to say that he's going to want to get this one down to the ground. You know what I'm saying? Morgan, 21, 11 and 1. One loss inside the distance via submission. The other 10 losses come via decision, where he has 5 victories, 13 knockout victories, and 3 submission victories. We know Costa can get caught, clipped, and disconnected from his consciousness. It's happened twice. He's been submitted twice and lost via decision 3 times. His last knockout came from Steve Garcia. Now, Sid's dead, you know, whether you do or not. I respect the guillotine choke victory over Andre Philly, the decision victory over Christian Rodriguez, and the unanimous decision victory over Julian Erosa. Much more than anything old boy has been able to do since entering the UFC. Now, I just think it's a bad matchup, you know, when you look at it, right? You lose to Chepe, can't be mad about that. You beat Gabriel Miranda, you lose to Nathaniel, and you beat Nate. Coming off of beating Julian, Christian, Andre. I lost to Tiago and Steve. The Bull Combs. Fucking Morgan, man. You lost Nathaniel Wood and Chepe. You can't be mad at them losses. Can't be mad at the Paul. We could do without the Jordan loss. That's the last few years, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a good fight, man. It's gonna be a good motherfucking fight, man. 9 decisions, 8 submissions, and 7 knockouts. Can get it done in any fucking department. Morgan's only loss inside the distance comes via submission. Can the Dalmatian get him out of there again via submission? Does it go to a decision? Because he has 10 losses via decision. You can't get ahead of him on the motherfucking cards if he's not finding that finish, putting you in compromisable positions, or rocking you in the process of, you know, trying to find that finish. Oh, man. It's Costa. It's the Dalmatian, man. You know, minus 120, slight favorite. I'm not changing nothing but that Neil Magny pick, man. Moving on. We have Caesar taking on Macau's little brother, if I'm not mistaken, or Macau's older brother. It's his little brother, I think. Yeah, Macau's little brother, right? 37 years old for Caesar. .6'1" with a 74-inch reach. He's taking on Macau's little brother. Opened up a minus 150. My bad. Caesar opened a plus 110, if I ain't say that. 25 years old, 6'3" with a 75.5-inch reach. So Macau's little brother has a 12-year youth advantage, 2-inch height advantage, and a 1.5-inch reach advantage. And based off the minus 150 favored money line, he has a bit of a steam behind him that's landed him in this advantage spot. You know what I'm talking about? I don't see it, though. I've went and watched all that there was for me to find and watch on him. I've already watched all that there is to watch on motherfucking Caesar, from his kickboxing matches with Alex and other individuals to, his UFC and mixed martial arts tape. He's getting a lot of good work in over there with motherfucking Sean Strickland. You know what I mean? The cardio. He's on point. He's ready for the pressure that comes from McCall's little brother. You understand what I'm saying too? But you're not going to get me to believe in any way, shape, form, or fashion that McCall's little brother is a more technical practitioner in that motherfucker in the striking department. And Caesar's he's moved around, hopped around, got good work in with a lot of good high-level motherfuckers. You understand what I'm saying to you? Individually and camps. And he's really just, making sure he's as well-rounded as he can possibly be to, edge individuals out the way he's been edged out. He might find the finish. I know he was in a scary situation there when Abdul kind of rocked him and he was on the cage before he rocked him back and put him down. So one might be a bit timid about that. But Caesar's nice with the hands, man. He's nice with the strikes. He's solid with the takedown defense at this level, in my personal opinion. And I think he's going to get this one done via unanimous decision unless McCall's little brother runs into the finish. You know what I'm talking about? So, plus 110, near even. I'll take the dog. Excuse me. Giga, the Ninja, taking on Kevin El Chino. The Ninja opened up plus 175, 37 years old, 6 foot tall, with a 74-inch reach. He's taking on El Chino, opened to minus 250, 24 years old, 5'7" with a 68-inch reach. Let's talk about it. That's a 13-year youth advantage for El Chino. There is a significant, we got about 6 inches, 6-inch height advantage. Depending on where you look, 5-6-inch height advantage for Giga, and a 6 to 7-inch reach advantage for Giga, depending on where you motherfucking look. You know what I'm talking about? So, an experience advantage for Giga. He's been up against a higher level of opposition en route to his 15-5, in my personal opinion, than that of Kevin en route to his 16-1. Kevin is a bit more fucking dangerous, though, in my personal opinion. Giga has the experience advantage, the height advantage, the reach advantage. But I think Kevin, man, I think he's a little motherfucking ball of fire. You know what I mean? 9 knockout wins. Giga never been knocked out. 1 submission win, 1 submission loss, 5 decision wins, 4 decision losses for the Ninja. El Chino, 11 knockout wins, never been knocked out neither. 4 submission wins, never been submitted. 3 decision wins, 1 decision loss, man. I think El Chino's going to go out here and be the first one to catch, clip, and disconnect Giga from his consciousness. I think El Chino is going to knock the Ninja the fuck out. He might stiffen him the fuck up. I think he's going to do him dirty, man. Now, Moreno, 8 losses, all via decision, never been finished, just got finished. Bad stop in my personal opinion. Shouldn't have happened, but it happened. You know what I mean? Pantoja, 5 losses, never been finished, all via decision. Now he's got a TKO loss on his record, man. Fucked up how it went down, but hey, man, when Chepe Judo tossed my man, he snapped his shit trying to stop it. It happened to him too. Happened to motherfucking Chris, happened to motherfucking Connor, happened to Anderson, happened to so many people. It's a TKO loss regardless of how you feel about it, man. But I think this one's going to be a proper TKO loss. I think he's going to catch, clip, and disconnect Giga, man. I think he's going to just close that fucking distance. Bow! Catch him with that 2 down the pipe. It's just going to drop him back. And then just bang, bow, boom, boom, boom. Until the ref pulls him off of him, man. So give me El Chino to get Ninja the fuck out of there and be the first one to do it inside the distance via KO, TKO. Now, maybe it's a club and sub type of situation, and he gets it done via submission, but I'm banging on that knockout, man. You know what I mean? Moving on. Main event, man. We here. Brandon Royval versus Manel Cop. Raw Dog versus Starboy. Disrespectful money line in my personal opinion. He was weak. He would have won that fight. Now he didn't. He got dropped in the last minute, and Joshua Van went in for the finish. Didn't get it, but he got the decision. It is what it is. You know what I'm talking about? I don't see Manel Cop getting off on Joshua Van and dropping him. I think he's going to be down. Significantly so. Every fucking round. He's going to be looking for that finish. If it makes it to the later main event, championship rounds, 4th and 5th, he's going to be looking for the finish. He's going to need to finish. His corner's not going to be lying to him. They're going to be fucking telling him he needs to finish. We're possibly down 3 rounds to none because the volume is going to be on Royval's side, man. He's going to pick him apart. He's going to put work on him, man. He wants that shot at that title. Pantoja's out. Pantoja's out. That arm, he's got to be dealt with. He's out for the time being. Van's gonna fight Tat. Royval wants the winner of that. Ranked number 2. He gets a finish over motherfucking Cop. He's gonna get that, man. He's gonna get that winner of Joshua and Tat. And rightfully so. And then that's gonna be a problematic match. You know what I'm saying? Because he's already beaten Tat and lost via split decision to Joshua. You know what I mean? Right? If I'm not mistaken, right before Joshua, he fought Tat and beat Tat. You know what I'm saying? Via split decision. Then he loses the motherfucking Joshua Van. You know what I mean? So he catches the finish over Manel Cop. He's right back in line for the winner of Tat versus motherfucking Josh. And rightfully so. And who's not going to want to see him fight Tat again if Tat beats his Josh? And who's not going to want him to see? He's fought both of them. Lost the one. If he fights Tat, wins, beats Josh, and he fights Tat for the draw and beats Tat again, there's no need for a rubber match. It's just rematch time with Josh. You know what I'm talking about? And then you can make case for a rubber match if he beats Joshua Van in the rematch. You know what I mean? It's so much to do with Brandon Royval, and Brandon Royval is really one of them motherfucking guys, man. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah. It's Brandon Royval for me all day, every day, even when I'm or even on Sunday when I'm cashing them tickets, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Got Timmy out of there, got Kai out of there. You lost to Brandon Moreno because of that motherfucking shoulder, you know what I mean, situation. Lost to Alexander Pantoja. Who cares about what old boy and Matt, you know what I mean? Got Matus out of there. You lose to Pantoja via decision. You beat Moreno in the go back. You beat Tat, then you lose to Joshua Van. You go in here and you beat Manel Cop and you do it in the 3rd or 4th round via decision. You next in line for that motherfucking winner of Josh versus Tat. And there's so much of a story for both of them. You know what I mean? That fight with him and Josh, if Josh beats Tat, that fight with him and Josh was so motherfucking close. Who doesn't want to see that motherfucker again? And he already beat Tat, but it was split decision. So, you know what I mean? Rightfully so. If Tat gets the motherfucking title, you know, him and Royval gonna run it back because he already took an L to Royval. So that's, you know, there's story. There's more to do with Royval than there is to do with fucking Cop, with all due respect. From all of those aspects, and outside of that, I don't personally see a night where Manel Cop catches, clips, or disconnects Royval from his consciousness, puts him in a compromisable position and beats him via submission, or in any motherfucking way, shape, form, or fashion, beats him via unanimous split or majority decision, man. If it goes 25 minutes, it's Brandon Royval via unanimous decision. And if it doesn't, it's because Brandon Royval, Raw Dog, found that motherfucking finish, man. Because Starboy was looking for it in his own right in the later minutes, man. Brandon Royval all day, bro. In my personal opinion, I may be wrong, man, but I'm not going to argue this motherfucking one. It is what it is. I feel how I feel. I cannot be swayed, man. He's better absolutely everywhere, man. One might want to say that, you know, just like Josh or some of these other little compact individuals Brandon's fought, he might possess a bit more of a pop, so there's a danger aspect coming from Cop, but Royval's getting him out of there, man. It's over. It's over, man. You know what I'm saying? He's capping the year off next in line for the motherfucking winner of Josh and Tat. And that's just all there is to that, man, in my personal opinion. So for what it's worth, we took TB, Teresa, over Jamie Lynn, AJ Allen over the boy Kong, Luana over Melissa, Steven over Sean. We switched to Neil over old boy, Joe Anderson over Melsick, Jillian over Amanda, Kennedy over Marcus, Costa over Morgan, Caesar over Mikhail's little brother, Kevin over Giga, and Roy Val over Cop. Now Roy Val's a dog, Caesar's a dog, Neil's a big dog, moderate dog, but that's the big dog this week. And AJ's a dog. So 4 dogs on a 8-fight card. Take it for what it's worth. Run with it. Run from it. Do what the fuck you want to do with it. You know what I'm talking about? It's the last fight card of the year. I'll be tapping back in periodically. You already know how it go, man. You know what I'm talking about? But if not, enjoy the holidays. Enjoy the time with the family. Peace and blessings.